Hi, it's Joseph McGuire here again, and this is the third in the series of facial profiles of world leaders, politicians, celebrities, as requested by quite a number of people. Today, it's Vladimir Putin, President of the Russian Federation. And again, I know Vladimir Putin triggers very strong reactions from people, some pro, some very much against. But this is not a character analysis. It's simply looking at his facial features to see what some of them signify. And I'll let you form your own opinions. So let me bring up the screen. There are quite a number of things we can look at in terms of this man's face. And I'm just going to feature a few. First thing we notice is the lines going out from the corners of the mouth on both sides. And when you see that on somebody, it tells you this is somebody who's got quite a secretive nature. There will be very, very few people who know what he really thinks. He will be very selective in sharing what he really thinks. He's known for making very long speeches, but those speeches may not always convey what's really going on inside. Be very, very alert to that one. There will be signals, but in poker terms, you can say he keeps his cards close to his chest. We notice also that the mouth tilts up slightly to the right side. And despite reports, there have been no confirmations that he has had any kind of significant medical condition. And so assuming that's not the case, when the mouth pulls up a little to the right like that, it tells you that this is somebody who's very skilled at convincing other people to go along with them. You could say an expert salesperson. Very persuasive, very convincing. We notice also that the main part of his nose is relatively thin. So that tells you he can actually be quite thin-skinned. He would be very sensitive to criticism. You note that his inner circle tend to be the same people for a long period of time. He would value loyalty, and he would ensure that the people around him are people he can trust or certainly keep a close eye on. Now, we're looking at his eyes here, and the eyes reveal so much about somebody's emotion. I have looked at so many photographs of Vladimir Putin over so many years, going right back to his childhood, and his eyes rarely convey any significant emotion at all. We note that the main body of his eyebrows is actually quite straight across. So that combination tells you this is a man who is ruled by logic. Head very definitely rules heart. He is quite clinical in how he deals with people, how he appraises people, how he appraises situations. Logic definitely rules over emotion. And although we can't see it so clearly in this photo because it's front on, if you look at him from the side at all, you notice his forehead slopes back quite a bit. So when you see that with somebody, this is somebody who absorbs information very, very quickly. So you present an idea to somebody with a forehead that slopes back, they absorb it quickly. They expect you to speak and present quickly. If you are very slow and laborious, they switch off. You lose their attention almost immediately. They're just gone. So you need to be really on the ball because that's what they expect. That's what they've got in themselves, and that's what they expect of you. And one other particular characteristic here, we note that the right side of his face is noticeably wider and fuller than the left. So it tells you that this is somebody who places far more emphasis on his public life, his public persona, on his career, far more emphasis. And it's the jaw is slightly fuller there to the right. So his whole public persona, public image, public life is what dominates his life. That's what governs how he acts, how he thinks. And obviously feeling comes very much back of the queue, but the feelings also go into that mixture to determine that, yes, it's all about the public life, public image, public presentation. Very, very clear. I know, again, people will have a lot of views about Putin. They will profess to see all sorts of things that may or may not be there. As I said, this is not an in-depth character profile. It's just to refer to a few particular features. I do welcome questions, comments, feedback. So please let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching.